Quick record. So, good evening, everyone, and good evening, sir. Welcome again to this rescheduled talk. Namaskar, and thank you so much for your patience with me and with this platform and with all the technology. Thank you for everyone who attended that day, and I hope you are getting a chance to watch this again. I'll introduce again, sir, very briefly. He is an amazing personality, consultant gynecologist from Pune since 1980. He has pioneered many new aspects about practice in safe motherhood, in various kinds of operative procedures for family planning of India. He's written books on Karodpati Passbook. He's written another book which is then converted into a drama, a street play also. And that was more about Artharjan, money. Is it for yourself or is it for the and the whole thing was about health, and his pioneering work in the last decade has been on reducing abdominal girth, and his program Be Wise, Belly Wise is a great hit, not just in Maharashtra but across India, especially amongst doctors who wish to reduce the abdominal girth. And his saying is, Pot Aat Rog Bhai, which means if your stomach is flat, then you are not suffering illnesses. We did discuss some points last week, and to summarize, we actually talked about the whole thing about the mind, body, spirit, and the contribution of yoga in maintaining your whole body health. Because we don't just want to reduce abdominal girth or just lose belly fat. The whole point of losing weight or losing belly fat is to gain, is to become the kind of energetic person who is thriving both mentally, both physically, and spiritually. And a lot of that contribution of both yoga as well as the various aspects of your mindset that you bring to reducing belly fat can contribute to your longevity and well-being in your health. So welcome, sir. Thank you so much for coming again and talking to all of us.
Well, thank you, Nilima. Thank you very much. And I'll start with the phrase which I love from the bottom of my heart, and that is Om Namah Shivaya. Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpa Mastu. Hari Om Tatsat Ishwar Arpanam Astu. Well, just to have a brief recap of what we discussed last time, the first and foremost I would like to share with you is that I must thank and put on record my thanks to Nilima. Because of her, this program is being organized. The second is the participation by the audience. I really admire your patience, and it shows that, yes, you are interested in improving yourself, and that is one of the most important spiritual advancement. We normally like to change the world. We are not interested in changing ourselves. And once the person decides on changing himself or herself, I think that is one of the most important spiritual steps that he or she takes. So I congratulate each listener, and I hope they will pass on the message to others. Now, this particular module, I have used butterfly as a logo. And why have I used butterfly as a logo? Because butterfly, number one, is lightweight. Number two, it doesn't trouble anyone. And this whole module is designed in such a way that it will not trouble anyone. To put it in Marathi vernacular, I'll mix vernacular with the English part. Jaach karat nahi. Jaach means it's not a nagging kind of activity. Do this, do that. So, in a way, it breaks the traditional system of prescribing things. We leave the principles with the client and then tell them use your own techniques while we share our own technique. We are not averse to sharing our own technique, but then ultimately everyone's lifestyle is different. They have their own issues, their own schedules, their own likes and own dislikes, and therefore they have to find their own technique. Ultimately, to begin with, yes, they can use whatever I have been using. By when I say I, it means these inputs have come from many sources. The second point that I would like to make is this is possible for each and every one who is living and breathing. Full stop. There is no one who can not follow what we are discussing today.
Yes.
Absolutely, 101%. A person with 130 kg weight to whatever weight it is, anyone and everyone can do it. The only exception would be a person on a stretcher. Otherwise, everyone can do it. So that's it. I'll begin with my story in a brief because in up to 2010, 2011, I also had a nice belly like most of the doctors have, nice chubby cheeks. And whenever I used to lecture about health, I could see on faces of some audience that अरे यांचंच खरं नाही हे आपल्याला काय सांगतात. It's being obese and talking about health doesn't gel. However, having tried many methods, I had come to the conclusion आता असंच मरणार. By that I mean now there's no solution to this because reading our old allopathic books like Cecil Loeb, Medicine, Davidson, and all that, they would always have a line there. This all relapses. Even I read parts. I read so many books about this.
Yes.
I had the best of friends, the best of doctors, and yet the solution was not inside. The first breakthrough that I got was from a Western book titled "I Can Make You Thin." Now, this book I borrowed from the British Council Library very
Paul
skeptically because.
Is that Paul McKenna?
Pardon?
Paul McKenna.
Yeah, Paul McKenna. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And she was started on the cover with a coat and all that, smiling. But I picked up that book very reluctantly because I had read many books on this aspect. And I said, let's read one more in the game. And in hearts of hearts, I felt कि इससे भी कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. But to my great surprise, this was one book which I read where there was no mention of calories, don't eat this, don't eat that. And that was a great surprise to me. I said, most of the books which talk about weight loss will always tell you, इसमें इतने calories है, उसमें इतने calories है, इसको मत हाथ लगाओ, उसके तरफ मत देखो, that kind of thing. So I realized that the design is different. And then the whole book is only focused on how to eat, when to eat, and when to stop. And maybe another 3-4 points, nothing more than that. And that was quite astonishing. And after following those simple principles for the first time in my life, I lost about 3 kg in about 3-4 months. My abdominal girth, pant size reduced from 38 to I think 36 odd. And I was a little confused. I went to my sonologist at that point in time, Dr. Ashish Khattar. Now he is no more, and I got my sonography done. And I बोला यार liver beer में तो गड़बड़ नहीं हो गई. I got my blood sugar done because having tried so many things, just this simple thing, I said, how can it work, that kind of a thing? And then I realized that this problem always looks huge, but the key is always simple. So that was the starting point. And then I read 3-4 books of this kind in the English literature. One was, if I remember right, by one Beck's Diet, and that lady is daughter of that transactional behavioral therapy.
Okay.
So there are 3-4 books of this type in English literature also. Then having conducted many workshops, then after having confidence in the method, I started conducting workshops since 2012. During the course of these workshops, I came across many clients and there were many inputs that I got. And one of the best inputs that I got from an anesthetist in Aurangabad. He was the first participant in one of my first workshops, which made me very happy. कि भाई औरंगाबाद से कोई आ रहा है, पैसा खर्च कर रहे, 6 घंटा आना, 6 घंटा जाना, and then to spend 4 hours to listen to someone, and having spent about that, at that point in time, it used to cost about 3,000 rupees. So during the follow-up, I asked him, sir, कैसे चल रहा है? And ultimately told me, sir, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, because I don't have time, which is the universal excuse. So what I did was I consulted one of my friends who is a very good person, is a physician, Dr. Gunjar, कि भाई क्या करूँ? He gave me a simple advice, sir, शिरीष भाई एक तो वर्कशॉप बंद कर दो क्योंकि क्लाइंट को रिजल्ट नहीं आ रहा है, नंबर 1, और you change your module. That gave me the stimulus to de-link time and exercise. That we'll discuss in due course of time. That we had done last time also, but we will again get into that. The second input I got was a very important feedback from one of the participants. She was a singer. She came to me and she said, "Sir, I have lost 18 kgs
Wow.
in the past." So I asked myself, then why has she come to me? If she has lost 18 kgs, of course she had regained all that. But then I said, if she had lost 18 kgs, it doesn't make sense for her to come to me and pay something and then get the results. She in fact told me, if I remember correctly, that her husband had gone to Brazil or somewhere for some work. And he came back after 9 months. She went to receive him on the airport. And एयरपोर्ट पे उसने वाइफ को पहचाना ही नहीं. That much she had changed. She could not sit down. She was a singer. वो तानपुऱ्यावर बोटर हात नव्हती, that kind of thing. Before I could ask her why she didn't go to the place where she had been again, where she lost 18 kg, she told me, sir, वो ऐसा routine prescribe करते हैं. They prescribe the routine of such a nature. मी संध्याकाळी मरून जाते. I am dead in the evening after I follow that routine. That is why I cannot go there. Now that gave me the insight that one cannot have a fixed rule for everyone.
No.
We share the principles. Once they know the principles, they have to link it with their lifestyle.
Yes.
And this is a quest for life. It is not a target. It's not a race, or it is not a race against time. Whatever we discuss is a quest for life.
Yes.
It's a lifelong activity, and reducing abdominal girth is just part of the story. Ultimately, it requires a change in the mindset, which is in fact a journey to spirituality, to holistic approach in life. It's not only about menopause, but then initially people will always get attracted by the physical part of the story.
Yes.
So physical part of the story is, yes, you will feel nice, your tummy will go in. And the beautiful part or better part of the whole aspect is it also involves mind change. And that's how I, till 2012 or not even 2012, I think up to 2016, 17, Manache Shlok, Gita, Vinoba Bhave was all Greek and Latin to me. I used to say, this is for not for me. जिसको करना है उसको करने दो. But then ultimately I realized that if you have to change your mindset, it has to go with spirituality. It cannot happen otherwise. And to that end, this new book that I am coming up with, initially it is in Marathi, ultimately English maybe आएगा, but Marathi, the name is Pot Aat Rog Baher. Pot Aat, belly in, disease out, and Aramat. Now that word Aramat is because this idea came to my mind in Mahabaleshwar, and I stay in Hotel Aram. And then I thought this makes it a little paradoxical, and then maybe it will. So it's not, I'm not very sure about the title, but Pot Aat Rog Baher 100%, but I think Aramat also, because ultimately Aram se koi cheez hoti hai, to hi wo sustain hoti hai.
Yes.
It's something that you can do at ease.
Yes.
That will happen. And in this book, what I have done is, I have divided all the activities, your diet, your prayer, your exercise, all these things into 3 categories, like I did in my Marathi book, Karodpati Passbook. At that point in time, it happened casually. It was not intentional, just because people should understand it was Karodpati, Lakpati, Madhyam Vargiya, and Daridri. So one who has a pot belly, I have categorized that as Daridri just for the understanding sake. Nothing personal or nothing to discriminate against anyone. So Karodpati, Lakpati, Madhyam Vargiya, in the same manner, all the efforts that we put in are now classified as Tivra, intense, Saumya, mild, and Sukshma. I would say intricate or difficult to understand. Tivra, Saumya, and Sukshma. And unless our journey goes from Tivra to Saumya, Saumya to Sukshma, and Sukshma to zero. Zero is not the conventional zero that we think of. Things will not change. Now, just to give a small example before we proceed with further questions, because I think this will, in brief, summarize whatever we had discussed last time.
Yes.
Is about the diet. because that is the most interesting part and important also, because whatever else we do, we cannot stop diet. So diet is a very important thing, and even a small positive change has a much bigger impact on the person's individual life. Now, how do we put the same things about diet in these three formats? Tivra, intense, Saumya, mild, and so Tivra or intense would be, I am not going to eat this, I am not going to do that, I am going to have only carbs, I am going to have only chicken, I am going to, that's Tivra kind of thing. It cannot continue forever. However, one has to understand it is attractive. It is attractive. It is a gossip discussion topic.
Yes.
People are also, अरे क्या खा रहे हैं आप, क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं? So it is always interesting. Tivra thing always attracts people. And in my book, I have not made any effort to say कि इसी को करना है, उसी को करना है. The client has to choose for himself or herself, and ultimately it has to come to Sukshma. Saumya would be you go to a doctor, then he will prescribe ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है. And Sukshma is, the ultimate story that our spiritual fathers, forefathers have given, and that is respect for food.
Yes.
Other. So one of the best things that I have realized in life is to have food with respect, and to that end, the physical part or the visible part is removing your footwear when you have food. Now, this also I learned incidentally. I had given this example, I think, in the last conversation we had about a week back. I had been to Nainital, I think, about a year back, due to one of my very good friends, Mr. Deepak Keskar, and it was on Ishavasya Upanishad. Till that point in time, Ishavasya was all Greek and Latin to me. Still it is, but then, yes, I have a little insight into that. The teacher there, the Guruji there, one Mr. Kumtekar, Dr. Uday Kumtekar from Nanded, in the intense cold of Nainital, it had rained. In the dining hall, we were all shivering, and with our monkey cap, we were all with our shoes, footwear on. And this gentleman was walking barefoot in the dining hall. So I got confused. I asked Deepak ji, bhai, ye ऐसे नंगे पैर क्यों घूम रहे इतने ठंड में? And my colleague told me, Shirish bhai, वो खाने के टाइम जूता पहनना पसंद नहीं करते हैं.
Okay.
And that changed my whole perception about food. That is the sukshma part of food. Saying grace.
Yes.
When I was in Sainik School, Satara, we always had a grace. Let's be grateful for what we are going to have, because it was an English medium school.
Yes.
Marathi मध्ये आहे, हिंदी मध्ये आहे. So that is the finer aspect.
Yes.
Anna हे पूर्ण ब्रह्म आहे. It is the whole universe, and that's going to be a part of your body. Yes. So how can you dissect the food कि इसमें इतने calories है, उसमें इतने calories? But that will come at a later stage. That will come at a later stage. So that is how Tivra, Sumya, and Sukshma, intense, moderate, intricate. Exercise is also something like that.
Yes.
Thinking is also everything can be broken down, and this is how traditionally our literature has described it. By our literature, I mean the Marathi, Sanskrit, Hindi, whatever the translation. Triputi म्हणतात. It's known as Triputi. It's a triad. Triputi. And this also I learned very recently. So I think this background, if I have forgotten something, Nirima, you can definitely add if you feel I have overlooked something that I had spoken about last time and missing out.
You talked about organ strengthening last time a lot, about how the blood flow to the organs was really important, and how posture and how you sit and how you bend your legs, and, including thyroid disorders, why they are so common. You spoke a little bit about that.
That's right. I missed out on that. See, one of the things that I realized during this 10-year journey of abdominal girth reduction was that prayatna, prachiti, and prabodh. By prayatna is efforts, then prachiti is result, anubhuti, anubhav, and prabodh is then you talk about it. After experience the benefits yourself. So if you are doing efforts and not getting results, then it obviously means that the efforts are wrong. Now it's a very difficult thing to digest कि भाई 10 साल, 50 साल, 50, 60 साल से भाग रहा हूँ, and then suddenly somebody tells you that bhagna is not effective. ईगो हर्ट हो जाता है.
Yeah.
Some movie ना ego hurt नहीं करना. Some movie I remember that dialogue, and it's very difficult to digest that you were wrong for all these years.
Yeah.
Once you digest that, then things become easy.
Yeah.
And it works the other way around also. जिस चीज की प्रचिति आई है, whatever thing you see that yes it is working, then you go back and find out how that thing is working. And I believe at that point in time I had given example of the animal world.
Mm-hmm.
In the animal world, you will find that there is no fat lion and a thin lion.
No.
There is not a fat rhino and a thin rhino. Now, why is it like that?
Yeah.
You won't have a fat horse and a thin horse. उनके प्रजाति में अगर सुबत्ता आती है, उनके प्रजाति में अगर सुबत्ता आती है तो नंबर बढ़ता है, साइज नहीं बढ़ता है. The
Yeah.
number increases.
Their abundance.
But the size,
yeah, number increases.
now that led me to the idea or that interpretation that their blood flow or their blood supply is limited to the organs, full stop. The model is like this, horizontal model. It's a horizontal model, and the whole, all the organs from the head to the tail are here. So that told me that as a human being, we have a vertical model. So the blood supply from the pelvis downwards is a kind of a waste. Now, while we cannot walk like animals, we can definitely reverse our blood supply towards the organs. And that led to the idea of organ strengthening. Because now what has happened is, whenever we think of organs, people will always think of muscles banana hai.
Yeah.
But you know, strengthening the muscles puts extra load onto the organs. By organs, I mean your liver, your kidneys, your endocrine organ and all that. The organs just don't mean heart and the lungs, though they are important. So reversing the blood supply to the body is, you know, the first simplest thing that I have done just now is I am sitting cross-legged. So the moment you sit cross-legged, the blood supply to the legs is cut off. The blood comes into the pelvis, and into the pelvis there is a nerve which ends, which is called as the vagus nerve. And this vagus nerve tells the brain what is happening exactly in the body. भूख लागली है का, तहान लागली है का, are you thirsty or are you hungry, that kind of thing. So reversing the blood flow to the organs will lead to organ strengthening. Another important point which all doctors, myself included, had missed out was on the physiology. I purchased Guyton's textbook of physiology again, I think about 7 years down the line. And to my great surprise, in the that's the 12th edition or the 13th edition, I forget now, that there is a note on marathon in the chapter on sports physiology, that if the author was to compare marathon with a person who is terminally ill with fever, then he has given the disturbance in metabolism of a person who is terminally ill with fever 100%. And if I remember right, marathon disturbs your metabolism 1,000 times or 2,000 times.
My God.
That was quite shocking for me. It's anybody can confirm, go to the Guyton's textbook or send me a message. I have taken a photograph of that those particular lines. Then again I went back to the physiology part and read physiology in detail, and there I came across a very important table that Guyton has given, which specifies what is the blood supply to different organs at rest. Now that was a great surprise to me, that the first organ that requires maximum blood supply is kidneys.
Yes.
And the second and third, unless you have read Guyton specifically, one cannot just imagine it is thyroid and adrenal.
Wow.
Now,
Yes.
that was a great surprise to me, that thyroid and adrenal require maximum blood supply, followed by kidneys and followed by kidney. The fourth organ that requires maximum blood supply is liver. And then come heart, brain, and whatever. So what happens when we go into Tivra kind of exercise? By Tivra I mean which is fancy, which people like, अरे बहुत पसीना आ रहा है, देख के भी आदमी डर जाता है उसको, अरे यार ये क्या करके करके आ रहा है, दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. नाउ दैट पुट्स अ ट्रिमेंडस लोड ऑन योर किडनीज. नाउ दिस इज नॉट रॉकेट साइंस.
No.
The moment you run for 10-20 kilometers, you don't pass urine for next 6 to 7 hours. That tells you that you don't have to read Guyton for that. You need Guyton just to understand your the thyroid and adrenal, because that is something which will not come to your mind, which never came to my mind also. So by going into Tivra kind of exercise, this is what happens. And this whole program is actually basically designed to make a person fit physiologically.
Yes.
By physiologically, I mean whatever nature of work that you have, you should feel ज़्यादा करना है, अच्छा करना है, enthusiasm, energetic. That kind of spirit should prevail. Otherwise, I have done all these kinds of intense exercises. And if I used to run 10 kilometer दौड़ के आता था, sitting in the clinic, I used to yawn. अरे आज कोणी नाही आलं तर बरं होईल. We are not interested in that kind of fitness, and not into. That's why I use the logo butterfly.
Yeah.
The activity should be like a butterfly. तकलीफ नहीं देनी चाहिए खुद को भी और दूसरे को भी. So reversing the blood flow to the organs is a simplicity in itself, which our yoga masters understood. And why I'm sold on yoga is because there are two interesting long forms which I've learned, which I've used in one of my course materials. YOGA is your obesity goes away.
Yoga. Yeah, your obesity goes away. Yes, amazing.
Not because of reducing caloric intake, because of increasing prasannata. Because of organ strengthening, because of endocrine stimulation. YOGA. And second long form of YOGA I learned from one of the colleagues in Kaivalyadam, where I had gone for a workshop to attend. Actually, it was a relaxing atmosphere, 7 din ka tha. That YOGA is your own great awareness.
Yes.
Your own great awareness. That you have to connect with yourself. Bhai, unless you connect with yourself, how are you going to change yourself? So this is the part about organ strengthening. And this, unfortunately, has been missed out because of the popularity of intense exercise. You know, intense exercise had its own place. किसी को Olympic में जाना है, national championship है, then it's a different ball game altogether. You have to follow those principles. Then you need those super deluxe coaches and all that. And then these professionals spend 8 hours in their whole workouts and that kind of thing. What we are looking at here is a ordinary doctor like you and me. You are not ordinary. My ordinary doctor,
very ordinary,
or a housewife,
I'm very
or
ordinary.
people who are interested in feeling nice,
yes,
and giving their best to the world.
Yes.
We are looking at that kind of activity. We are not here to impress anyone. Zalo Salman Khan, Zali Aishwarya Rai. Okay, it will happen, but then that's not the intention of the activity. The intention of the activity is you should feel nice.
Yes.
So that's about organ strengthening. And especially, I think, if I remember that, if you lie down on the abdomen, which is known as Makrasana, do it for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then turn your head to one side so that your thyroid gets activated. Let it be there for 3 to 4 minutes. Turn it onto the other side. Let it be like that so that one lobe gets compressed, one gets released. So, you know, that thyroid activation plays a key part or key role in your abdominal girth reduction.
Wow.
So my prescription, whenever a client comes to me, first is whatever you are doing, please continue. By no stretch of imagination, I am suggesting कि भाई intense मत करो. If you love it, you can do that. It's not a problem. But then understand the physiology, understand the risk, and then take a call. कि भाई क्या करना है? And I'm sure, like I got addicted to YOGA. It's addiction. If it is nice, you feel very nice about that. It's sitting straight, cross leg, shoulder back. You know, you get addicted to it. अच्छा लगता है.
Yes.
Whatever you do and make so my first prescription to anyone is lying on the abdomen for 10 minutes, known as Makrasana. I said, इससे simple चीज कोई हो ही नहीं सकती है. You just have to lie down. 130 kilo है, 200 kilo है, whatever is the size of the person, it really doesn't matter. And how it helps? It helps by putting load on your lymphatic system. Deep-seated lymphatic system is in the abdomen.
Right.
And unless your deep-seated lymphatic system gets activated, med kam nahi hone wala hai. Full stop. So, abdominal girth. And you know, in these corona days, having a wonderful lymphatic system is one of the most important immunity boosting measures that one can have.
Yes.
And this I picked up from Janardhan Swami Yoga Institute. Yoga म्हणणं चुकीचं आहे. It's actually Janardhan Swami Yoga Institute in Nagpur, where I had been twice, once to give a talk in IMA, then I visited that place. And Swamiji has written a wonderful book on Sthulata, where he had just mentioned that exercises done lying on the abdomen reduce abdominal girth. Now, you know, what our forefathers have done is they have written in these books in kind of a code language. Just, there's no explanation. Guruji has written, bhai pet pe so jao.
Yeah.
In those times, people had faith. They didn't need, immediately require a physical or physiological explanation. Guruji ne bol diya hai. Bol diya hai. That kind of approach was, it was valid at that point in time. Now people require an explanation.
Yes.
I was just wondering how this helps. And one of my very good friends, I was discussing this with Dr. Girija Bhatt, and she told me, sir, te khali basun rahta, te lymph sathta, and then it clicked. That is the lymphatic system which gets activated when one lies on the abdomen. So first is 10 minutes Makrasana. Then the second thing that we recommend is putting your legs up against the wall, which is in yogic thing is called as Viparit Karni. Very simple. Simplicity in itself. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, end of the day, with Omkar, without Omkar, with song, without song, whatever is your choice. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. So the principle is Makrasana, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Viparit Karni, 15, 20 minutes. Divided dose, single dose, by that I mean at a stretch, or it really doesn't matter. You don't have to cut down on whatever else you are doing. You can continue with that. Now, how this helps? Again, this was a great surprise to me. I had purchased the book by our Guruji, Iyengarji, 10 years back in Arogya Yoga. He has shown this particular pose, Viparit Karni, and there is a subtitle, Hey Asan, this Asan is Med Hari. It reduces your Med. Hari is Haran.
Right.
And it was shocking for me 10 years back when I was obsessed with running and cycling and things like that. ये कैसे हो सकता है? पाँव ऊपर करके आदमी लेटा है और कोई बोलता है इससे abdominal girth कम होगा, med कम होगा. I said, this is all, it was beyond my comprehension. But then after going through the physiology and after understanding or chintan म्हणतो आपण याला, after reflecting on whatever I was reading, I realized that once you put your legs up, there is no rocket science involved. Each leg has 250 ml of blood, 250 plus 250, 500. All that 500 ml comes to the pelvic organs. Full stop. मराठीमध्ये मी सांगतो जसं बागेत आपण झाडाला पाणी घालतो, like you water your plants, that way your liver and all your internal organs will get the blood supply, and then overflow will happen to the thyroid. Overflow will go to the pineal body, to the hypothalamus, to the pituitary, and at the same time, turn your neck to one side, turn your neck to the other side. Don't do this. 2 minutes idhar, 2 minutes udhar, this and this. So your thyroid is totally activated. Now this part, by grace of Pandurang, Mauli and Samarth, was, it's their gift to me and to all the audience. In the original work which the Janardhan Swami Yoga Abhyasi Mandal has done, they have a special book on how to reduce thyroid problems through YOGA. It's a regular medical study that we usually do, 300 patients, then all that tabulation and all that. For them, it's a different ball game. There's a 45-minute thyroid stimulating session, which Guruji has described. What I am describing here is for a normal person whose thyroid levels are in the normal range, and yet it can be made better. इट्स
Right.
लाइक ट्यूनिंग अप द इंजन. भाई गाड़ी चल रही है फिर भी इंजन ट्यून कर दिया
Yeah.
तो और अच्छी चलती है.
Sir,
So that is about organ strengthening. Yeah.
in today's like I have both my sister, her husband. I meet so many patients. It's not just that they are overweight. The rate of thyroid problems is kind of exploded. And yeah, we know as gynecologists that around menopause, thyroid problems are very common. But then this rate of autoimmune disease has also gone up. This abdominal girth, belly fat, and many people don't know how to measure their waist circumference. They think that their pant size is their waist circumference. They forget that the belly overhangs their pant waistline also many times. And this combination of belly fat and thyroid dysfunction, is that the connection? Or are they both independent? I mean, it sounds from what you're saying that there may be a connection of both, the lymphatic and blood supply, both thyroid. It's not just that they're fat, but the actual belly fat and thyroid connection is also there.
So I'll answer your question. I'll just give you an example of a very young medical person, a girl, I think a lady of about say 30, 40 years who used to come to me, and she used to participate in my workshops and demonstrate Sarvangasana and all that. Suddenly on one evening she rang up and said, "Sir, मेरे को आपसे मिलना है." She came, she had got a thyroid reports, and like you said, there were some problems with the thyroid. And she asked me, "Sir, असं कसं झालं? How come this has happened? I am supremely fit kind of in the physical parameters part." And she said, "How has this happened?" Now what happened was, I happened to read Dr. Dhananjay, late Dr. Dhananjay Gunde's book in that week. And I told her, "Beta, आप meditate नहीं करती हो. You don't meditate." She said, "Yes." "How did you understand?" I said, "Just by seeing your reports. The very fact that your reports are not normal, being in shape, tells me that you are caught up by kintu, parantu, that kind of thing." Because in his wonderful book on Arogya Yoga, I forget the name of the book, he has written that the moment a person is under stress, मराठीमध्ये भीती is a better term.
Okay.
सगळ्याचीच भीती वाटत असते हल्ली लोकांना. तर once you are having fear in your mind, the first organ, मी त्यांना मराठीत सांगतो, तुमचा गळा पकडतं. By that I mean your thyroid is affected. After 6 months, now this lady was from Kolhapur. She stays in Pune, but she was from Kolhapur, and I was conducting a workshop in Kolhapur. And she rang me up and told me, "Sir, all my reports are normal since I have started meditating." So fear has a very important role to play in thyroid problems.
Right.
So once, that is one part of the story. And the second part of the story is, the moment the girth increases, the output by that gland is insufficient.
Okay.
I asked one anesthetist, she gave me a very, फार तिने मला मराठीत सुंदर उत्तर दिलं त्या आमच्या, मला वाटतं हर्षे मॅडमनी. मी सहज, I just discussing, in fact I go to family planning to teach how to do lab studies, and she's an anesthetist there. I asked her, "Oh madam, काय भानगड आहे? What's the problem? All these ladies are having thyroid. क्या चल रहा है?" She told me in Marathi, पहिले सांगतो, she said, "एक पदरी रस्ता होता. Road was single lane. That road has now become 6 lane." She was referring to the body of a human being, of a lady. In your own practice also, you must have seen, I have seen many ladies who used to come 60 kilo when they came to the clinic. And after 10-15 years, when they came, "Arey, sir, आपला काटा खराब झालाय. The weighing machine is wrong. It's showing 84. I said, "My dear, you have gone wrong. It's not the weighing scale." So she told me in very simple terms that the body which had a 60 kg mass has gone to 85. एक पदरी रोड 6 पदरी रोड झाला, थायरॉइड कसं पुरणार? Now that is where this yoga also helps. It helps by reducing your metabolism. By reducing your metabolism, what it does is, whatever output that thyroid is giving you, उसमें जम जाता है, भागतं त्याच्यामध्ये. It's like money supply has gone down, so you reduce your expenses and you manage in the same amount. It's just something kind of. And this analogy, this physiology part, I again understood from Nagpur. I must acknowledge the inputs. One doctor, I think his name is Gurjalwar, he's a pediatrician. He has written about the physiology of thyroid in that wonderful book from the Janardhan Swami Institute. So your yoga, by stimulating the thyroid by compression, by gravity, and by occluding the blood supply, releasing that kind of thing, cavity, gravity, and obstruction. These are the three operating things that happen with the thyroid. And the fourth is all your pranayam and your yoga and your simple activities, they reduce the metabolism. So whatever output is happening from your ductless glands, from the endocrine glands, they are sufficient to take care of the body's needs. And that's how hypothyroid patients also reduce their abdominal girth once they are onto IOGA, not because of increasing caloric consumption, what we have been taught, but it is because of the organ strengthening.
Right.
So I hope.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
So then, with with all this epidemic of both menopause, andropause, heart disease, dementia, which are like big issues that are facing our country. Like in the next 30 to 40 years, we are going to have an explosion of very sick people in their 50s and 60s, 70s. What can we do starting now? Because we know that with Alzheimer's disease also, and heart disease also, your disease doesn't just start after you become old. It's almost 30 years earlier. All of this pathology is changing. This body changes are happening that culminate in things like Alzheimer's disease or even heart disease, hypertension, etc. So what steps should people who are in their 30s and 40s be doing now to prevent these illnesses? Because you see these problems even in so-called thin people. Because the Indian population, particularly, all the studies show that because of the last 300-400, maybe 1,000 years of starvation or malnutrition in our Southeast Asia, particularly in the Indian subcontinent, we have a higher propensity to visceral abdominal fat, and an increased tendency to cardiovascular disease, heart disease, hypertension, kidney disease, diabetes, etc. And this is not going to it's going to, we know it's not going to take us by surprise. This is coming. The next decade or 2 decades is going to really hit our country quite badly. So what changes should people who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s be starting now that they can stop these problems from happening to them?
First and the foremost, I think, is going back to the roots. I'll share with you a story, again, going back to my Kaivalya Dham visit. And there I had the opportunity to be with some very intelligent people. And I happened to visit one Mr. Balsavar, from whom I buy rice now. And one Mr. Anjeria was driving his Audi. He parked a car on the Bombay-Pune road. There was one gentleman who was standing there to receive us. The moment the car stopped, he said, "Nahi, tumhe gaadi neat nahi lavi. You have not parked the car correctly. You please park it correctly." And to my great surprise, this gentleman, who had a turnover of about 200 crores and odd, without getting upset, gaadi reverse kiya, piche liya, again lagaya, and then he asked him, "Now is it correct?" That fellow said, "Yes, now it is correct." Now I asked him, "Sir, if I were in your place, I would have become angry." I said, "How come you have been so cool and composed, and you listen to his order and without getting upset?" And he told, or he gave me the lesson of my life. You must honor the experience of people, full stop. I will repeat it again. We must, by we, I include myself, we must honor the experience of people, full stop. Unfortunately, what has happened is we have started. I'm also part of the story. Please don't think that I'm not a part of the story. Just trying to come out of it. But then it's very difficult to come out also because we are so used to our own ideas.
Yeah.
So
Equal.
whatever is standing from say 750 years, 350 years, thousands of years, it's an experience of so many years. So let's learn to honor that experience.
Mm.
And just these three words, Prayatna, Prachiti, and Prabodh, have helped me in solving so many issues. And do you know where these words have come from?
Mm-hmm.
They have come from Dasbodh.
Dasbodh. Okay.
Yeah, the summary, I have not read the full Dasbodh. It's a challenging thing which I will undertake at some point in time. But Pangarkar Bua, he has written the summary, he has written in his introduction that the whole summary or the whole synopsis of Das Bodh is Prayatna, Prachiti and Prabodh. Prayatna kartaय, Prachiti yet nahi. Prayatna chukle, Purna Viram. You are doing efforts, you are not getting results. Like Corona, it's very simple.
Yes.
It has recurred means whatever we had done was a big, 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 big FAILURE with all letters capital, full stop. Now, whether it came from this source or that source doesn't matter. Prachiti ali nahi.
Yes.
Prachiti ali, find out. So this, this is a time-tested phenomenon. Unnecessarily, we are trying to invent things. Unnecessarily. So that is the first thing that we have done. And again, it's a very simple acronym which we all of know. एक बार खाए सो योगी, दो बार खाए सो भोगी, बार बार खाए सो rogi. Now we are not here to make people yogis,
Yes.
but let's restrict ourselves at least to twice a day diet.
Yes.
Now this is also important because you brought up a very important issue of Alzheimer. If you go back to your Guyton, which I did, and I will advise all the doctors who are listening to this to go back to your Guyton and read the physiology very carefully, you will realize that brain requires mainly glucose. It can work on ketone bodies, not that it cannot work. But then if insulin comes in frequently, the glucose that has to go to the brain is used up by the muscle.
Yes.
Or other tissues.
Yes.
So it's very important that we restrict ourselves to twice a day diet.
Yes.
आता याची प्रचिती, how will you have prachiti of this? Because I had read many years back a book titled How to Sharpen Your Brain. And that gentleman had written a very nice, he had given a very nice feedback that if you have a lot of made, a lot of fat, then that fat competes with the oxygen that goes to the brain. That's why in late life you will have issues. Now, how do we test this hypothesis? It's very simple. I have done that many times in my workshops. I always ask the audience one question. Think of a relative or an eminent personality who has lived beyond 95 years and just bring his figure in front of your eyes. And most of the times you will find that if a person is beyond 90, 95, 100, 104 and his or her gray matter is active, working efficiently, they will have ऐसे रहेंगे वो. Their body mass index will be around 20, 21 or even less. Just recollect Morarji Bhai Desai.
Yes.
Or P.N. Gadgil Saraf, Daji Kaka Gadgil, Baba Saheb Purandare, Vasantrao Patwardhan, Bank of all.
Like
So that Prachiti Ali hai, you think of your own relatives, your grandfather, great-grandfather who have lived 90, 100 and beyond, physically active, असा हाताला धरून नाही आणायला लावत, or they have not become morons with due respect to those who have become like that. So that tells you that this is the right way to live and this is supported by physiology also. But physiological textbooks will not tell you कि marathon mat karo. They will not tell you don't eat twice. They will only give you what happens when you do this, or interpretation has to be your own. And that's why people like you and others are required. Because books will not tell you कि दो ही दफा खाओ. In nowhere in Guyton except in that one part बच्चों के लिए उसने लिखा है that unnecessarily the parents force upon their kids a lot of food, which probably is the harbinger of future obesity.
Yeah.
So going back to the roots, believing what has come 1,000 years, 800 years, 350 years, 350 years, it's Ramdas Swami, 750 years is our Gnaneshwari, beyond that is our Gita, beyond that is our Ved and Upanishad. And without that, things cannot work. It has to be with spirituality and science, both go hand in hand. And unfortunately, now we are totally uh, pendulum has swung more or less in the favor of the physical issues
Yeah.
and less on to the spiritual issues.
Spiritual.
So that's the way forward. And simplest thing is 2 meals. Best would be one. एक बार खाए सो योगी, 2 बार खाए सो भोगी, बार बार खाए सो रोगी. ये बहुत पुरानी कहावत है.
Yes.
I think this is one of the oldest things that is there.
Yes, because there's this tendency, and I won't quote, but there are some very famous so-called nutritionists and the dietitians who advise, oh, you must eat every 2 hours, oh, you must eat every 4 hours. If you're diabetic, you have to eat even more often. And it's probably the worst kind of advice you would give somebody who's diabetic is to keep eating.
I think, Nilima, we also have to look into why this has crept in. Why this thing about eating twice, eating 3 times, 4 times, or eating बार बार खाए सो रोगी मालूम होने के बावजूद ये क्यों आया है?
Yeah.
Now again, I have tried to apply my mind to this, and I need more inputs from people like you also and our listeners also. Actually, I went back to Google and put a search, breakfast, history of breakfast.
Yes.
And to my great surprise, I found that it was Kellogg who introduced breakfast.
Yes.
And I listened to Dr. Jiskar's lecture, Dr. Dikshit's lecture, who say that in Sanskrit there is no word for breakfast. Nyari sati Sanskrit मध्ये शब्द नाही. There was nothing like breakfast in our good days. It was introduced by Kellogg. That is one part of the story. The second part is what medical profession, which includes myself, where we have gone wrong, is we have taken the first part of the treatment as prevention.
Right.
By that I mean, if your knee you have a knee problem, then the people will tell you, okay, don't sit cross-legged, don't go to the Indian toilet. Now, this people use as a prevention.
Right.
If you want to prevent knee problems, most of the orthopedics will tell you, "Arey bhai, wo gudge pe balatkar mat karo." That is the language used by some of the orthopedic surgeons. Don't sit cross-legged. And I think it's the wrong thinking. जो treatment का part है, उसको extra. This is what has happened with this bar khao part, because that came up with diabetes. If you go back to your Davidson and read the treatment for a diabetic patient, which also needs revision now. Now that's not a part of our discussion, which says that the diabetic person has to eat every 2 hours, 3 hours. उसको लोगों ने पीछे खींचा है. That is my take on this. But then I am open to correction. But we have to understand why this thing has come up. Unfortunately, what has happened is, I discussed this module at least in, I think, 7 to 8 medical colleges. I went to the physiology department. I think my first interaction was in Amravati. I went to Amravati Medical College. I went to the physiology, Karad, I think. No, Karad was the first medical college. And one participant there was very candid associate professor of physiology. He said, सर हे आम्हाला असं कोणी शिकवलंच नाही, म्हणजे हे आमच्या कधी डोक्यातच नाही आलं. फिजिओलॉजी मीन्स वी आर ओनली देअर टू ट्रेन स्टुडंट्स अँड सी हाऊ दे गो थ्रू द एक्झाम. नाव बाय गॉड्स ग्रेस देर इज अ change in the curriculum. Now they have a system called as applied physiology.
Yes.
And this part will come in the applied physiology. How many time कि लोगों ने कितना time खाना चाहिए and all that. It has to come from the medical colleges also. Ayurveda has this system. It's an age-old system. Our age-old system of our diet was like that. Have only 2 meals. So that is a very important issue कि भाई अगर आपको अल्जाइमर को prevent करना है, बार-बार मत खाइए. And another thing that physiology told me was, which I think I mentioned in the last part, that there is a very important sentence in Guyton which tells us that body is designed to work on fats and fatty acids.
Yes.
Full stop. It is not designed to work on glucose for the simple reason that if there is no insulin in the body, glucose cannot enter the cells. So body is primarily designed to work on fats and fatty acids. So भीतीपोटी खाऊ नका. Don't eat out of fear. Most of the times what I have seen is people get, अरे भाई मैंने खाया नहीं, क्या हो जाएगा? मर
Afraid of
जाऊंगा
being
क्या?
hungry. It's a very
हाँ,
primal instinct
डरते हैं.
because I suppose for the longest time in human evolution, human beings died of starvation. So it is deeply wired into our genetics. You know, that
हाँ,
starvation
हाँ,
is
हाँ.
dangerous. You know, it creates a lot of
Yeah, I
stress.
think that's right. I think one of the many reasons, and actually, if you are properly hydrated, then the
Yes.
feeling of fatigue, many times you have a feeling of fatigue, and that fatigue is usually due to dehydration. It is
Yes.
not because of lack of
Yes.
glucose. That is usually, and this advertisement thing, "Arey glucose nahi liya kya? Are you feeling run down? Have this glucose, that kind of thing. Horlicks आपको तगड़ा बनाएगा, that kind of thing. It's all, advertisement and commerce, and it's going to be a part of life.
Yeah, it's a trick
Commerce
to
we
get you
cannot
to eat
eradicate.
sugar.
Yeah,
Because if you eat sugar, then you're going to go back for more. The sugar is very
yeah,
addictive.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, when we start advising people with belly fat, to get investigations done, they need to, you see somebody with a big pot belly and they haven't had anything done. I mean, they don't even realize that they've got a big pot belly. They don't consider that their pot belly may be responsible for maybe their heart disease, their thyroid problems, their Alzheimer's disease, kidney disease. So my dilemma is always, yeah, you get these people to do investigations and they will come up with, they'll have ultrasound, they'll go to some organization like Thyrocare or whatever and get a whole package done. And then they'll have fatty liver in the ultrasound, they'll have abnormal thyroid function, they'll have raised CRP, they'll have abnormal their cortisol, the adrenal function is disturbed, the creatinine may be slightly raised, urea levels are abnormal. And my concern is that actually the investigations are telling you that your body is suffering. It has got inflammation. It is not. It is giving you a big. But the belly fat, nobody is alerted to it. Look, your belly fat is telling you. Your pot belly is telling you that you are headed for trouble. So, how should people's mindset change towards their belly? You are very wise. You are very right in saying be wise, belly wise. That wisdom has to come about your circumference, your abdominal girth, and how to reduce it, and how it will change your investigations. But at the beginning, how do you start to counsel people? That look, the cause of your abnormal blood results is not that you want to take medicines to fix your blood results. Fix your belly, and your blood results will change. How do you go about explaining to people what they should do?
This is a very interesting question. And in 2003, I distinctly remember I had a client who came to me and I casually asked her, "अगं तुझं उंची किती आहे? What is your height?" Now this lady was, I think, a jeweler's wife, reasonably well-to-do, and she said, "I don't know my height." Now that was a height of greatness or whatever. Then I asked the husband, "अरे तुला तुझ्या बायकोची उंची माहिती आहे का? Do you know your wife's height?" He said, "No." I said, "अरे लग्न बिग्न ठरवता they had an arranged marriage. When you had an arranged marriage, didn't you ask about your wife's height?" He tells me, "Sir, मुलगी पसंत पडली. I like that girl. Where is the question of height?" Now this was a height. I said, this must be an aberration. This cannot be a routine. But then I said, I must keep a record. And in that whole month, I maintained the record of the patients who came to me, and just to find out whether they know when they know their own height. And to my great surprise, I found that 90% of the ladies, it must be the same with the males also, but they did not know their HEI, GHT height. It was the height of heights. So I came up with the help of our POGS, that is our Pune Gynae Society and Foxy slogan at that point in time, Nishay 2007, that every single lady in India should know their height, weight, hemoglobin, and blood group because
Yes,
that's the starting point.
yes.
And unfortunately, I am not sure because this survey has to be done once again. At that point in time, this survey was done at Dinanath Hospital, and I remember Dr. Girish Godbole had given me the data. He was very kind enough to do this study, and one of the staff members did not know her height at that point in time. This study was also conducted in Solapur by one of my friends, Dr. Milind Shah, in Bombay by Dr. Suvarna Khadilkar. I think we need to again go back to this because unless a person knows his or her own height, बाकी का सब बकवास है.
Hmm.
Then again, one interesting thing happened in my clinic. What I started doing was then I used to ask the husband to take height of the his wife or whosoever has come. So once a couple came, my anesthetist had come. So I said, "चलो चाय पीते तब ये अपना height weight देख लेंगे." And then I went down, came up after having a cup of tea, and the whole situation in the clinic had become very tense.
Hmm.
I said, भाई क्या हो गया? सर्जरी वर्जरी तो नहीं की है? हस्बैंड को बोला वाइफ की हाइट देख और why is the thing so tense? I said, अरे भाई क्या हो गया? The husband was angry with me. Said, well, डॉक्टर आप हमारी चेष्टा you are pulling with us. I said, what happened? He said, आपने पट्टी बहुत छोटा दिया है, scale बहुत छोटा दिया है. I said, are you started measuring like this? No, what he did was, instead of putting the wife back against the wall, her tummy was against the wall, and since she had a huge tummy, that thing was not. So that gave me an idea that one really doesn't have to do any investigations. They're required in their own way, but just go against the wall, facing the wall, and which part of the body touches the wall first.
Hmm.
This, this, or this. If this is touching the wall, then you don't really need any investigation. You are in big trouble, trouble with all letters capital.
Yes.
But then unfortunately, people do not like simple things.
Yeah.
So we make them suitably complicated, and that is also part of the game. So this basic awareness
Hmm.
is not there. And unfortunately, having a nice sponge and this thing is still regarded as a sign of affluence or a sign of
In fact,
well-being,
we have one
well-doing.
client who comes to our house to do carpet. He says, "अरे यार, साहब पेट है तो सेठ है."
Say it, wonderful. So, that mindset, it takes a long time to change. And it's very difficult because, most of our doctors have a pot belly.
Yes.
Most of the gynecologists are reasonably healthy. उसको ज़्यादा healthy बोलते हैं to make it a little softer.
Yes.
Now, how can they promote abdominal girth reduction? So my first focus, that's why, is on the doctors. And this is nothing personal. In one of my Foxy meetings, I received a letter from a top office bearer. You are interfering in our personal affairs. I said, there is nothing personal when you become a office bearer. Otherwise, why should I look at somebody's tummy?
Yeah.
But then, जो नेता करता है वो जनता करती है.
Yes.
अगर नेता ऐसा है तो जनता वैसी ही होने वाली है. So that awareness has to be an all-round affair. It cannot be singled out. But then, by God's grace, because of this abdominal girth reduction title, I get people who are even 500 grams overweight. उसको ये अच्छा नहीं लगता है. There is a big class who doesn't like belly.
Yes.
So in a way, it is good. There is a awareness that अच्छा नहीं लगता है having a belly. Nobody likes it in the hearts of heart. Everybody likes to कि ये थोड़ा trim fit होना चाहिए.
Yes.
So that unfortunately the design is wrong. What design now people are following, ये छोड़ो, वो छोड़ो, इसको छोड़ दो, that design itself is wrong. And if you follow wrong design sincerely, there is no way you will get a result.
Yeah.
And in the course material that I provide, I have given a specific time frame that within 6 weeks of following this particular system, you will feel energetic, you will feel better, you will feel enthusiastic, lighter within 6 weeks. Within 6 months, somebody should say, Patwardhan Sahib, तुमची तब्येत खराब झाली. Means your face has started looking a little smaller, you are squeezed in a little, and it is still customary कि भाई तुमची तब्येत खराब झाली. That's how the people will approach. It means you are on the right track.
Yes.
If somebody says you are not looking very nice or you are looking run down, means you are on the right track.
Yes.
And after the end of 1 year, your abdominal girth has to go down by 5 to 12 centimeters, full stop.
So what's the right,
That's the law.
for us, what is the right, what should the abdominal girth be for men and women?
See, normally when I have a client who comes for consultation, I tell them whatever size you are is right. Don't get bogged down ki bhai, what should be the size. You are at point A, you want to go to point B. That's it. So don't get bogged down that. However, in the interest of public health, WHO has given us a wonderful guideline that anything more than 100 centimeters or 40 inches for any height, weight, whatever, it's bad. Full stop. Anything, then there are grades, and I think in my book I have the figures. But since now I am not sold on figures, I remember the extreme part. 40 centimeter, 40 inch or 40 inches or 100 centimeters for both sexes. Or simple formula is your height divided by 2.
Yes.
By that I mean if my height is say 60 inches divided by 2, 30 inches, that should be the abdominal girth. Simple. Or just look down and आपल्याला काय दिसतं, फक्त पोटच दिसतं का खालची जमीन पण दिसते. That tells whether you are having a reasonably good abdominal girth or not.
This is wonderful conversation. Sir, you also, I mean, we've been talking about spirituality and health and well-being throughout this conversation. But are there any specific tips you would like to give the audience about this journey, this journey towards health and energy, longevity, vitality? It cannot be just a physical journey. It cannot be just a mental journey. How to combine this with spirituality? How to combine this with our connection with source? Because in our modern life, we have definitely forgotten it. On the one hand, we are so focused on eating and how to eat and when to eat and how to cook. And on the other hand, we have facing epidemic proportions of depression, anxiety, loneliness, feelings of loss, deprivation, addictions, a lot of addictions in youth. So how can we include spirituality to improve this public health initiative, not just on physical and mental, but spiritual? How do we include spirituality to actually elevate our consciousness, elevate our ability to not contribute just to our own well-being, because we can't contribute to society unless we feel good, we have the energy, but to our families, our society at large, the country. How do we become this society that is at its peak performance in all of these areas with spirituality?
So, the best starting point as far as spirituality is concerned is to be with yourself. And to be with yourself means silence. So the first thing is you sit straight, put your shoulders back and just close your eyes and be with yourself for a minimum of 2 minutes. In one of my books, English books, I have made a mention of Karodpati break.
Yes.
Where this Karodpati break includes 1 minute silence and 1 minute of the physical part. So 1 minute of silence is the minimum that one can practice at the end of every hour of work that you do. Now, the principle is you have to be with yourself. Now, this 1 minute for every hour is just a suggestion. It could be 10 minutes at the beginning of the day, 10 minutes at the end of the day, 10 minutes in the middle, and then slowly over a period of time, it becomes a part of you. You become one with that silence. And then it doesn't have to be anything separate. Only as a practice, you will have to do it in the morning. So be with yourself. I don't use the word meditation when I am discussing this with my clients. because we don't know at what level they are.
Mm, mm.
It depends on the level of a person. By level, I mean not the mental level of his or her practice. If they are already adept at this practice, then I can put them onto a different course, or you must be doing the same thing. So the first step is just closing your eyes, and at the physical level, I tell them infertility ची patient hai. You have a patient of infertility, or you have a patient of thyroid, or you have a patient of abdominal girth. So I told them, when you breathe in and breathe out, you focus on whatever you want to be. Like you are infertility, mool pahiye. Focus on that.
Mm,
Just you
intention.
want to reduce abdominal. So whatever you are going to do in the next hour, they come from within.
Yes.
That's the most important part of the story. That everything that one does has to come from within, not because Nilima is telling her, not because Dr. Patwardhan is telling them, not because their father is telling them, not because Ramdas Swami is telling them. It has to come from within.
Yes.
Now that within part cannot come unless you are with yourself.
Yes.
So that has to start with 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever. Now that time is not important. Beginning is important. And then by God's grace, by His grace, you will move forward.
Yes.
You have to believe. श्रद्धा म्हणून जो शब्द आहे मराठीमध्ये, हिंदीमध्ये, संस्कृतमध्ये, श्रद्धा has no parallel word in English. It's a combination of faith and trust. Shraddha. It is something in which you believe without experiencing. That is known as Shraddha, because of your forefathers telling you, because of your guru telling you, because of your father telling you. You don't question your father. त्यांनी सांगितलं म्हणजे सांगितलं. जसं आमचे तेलंग सर, त्यांनी सांगितलं म्हणजे सांगितलं. सिंधुबाईंनी सांगितलं म्हणजे सांगितलं. That is Shraddha.
Yes.
So this Shraddha will take you to the next stage. And with this Shraddha, you will be led to the next stage and to the next stage. It's like opening one door after the other. And it happens on its own. Now it's a magic, or it's a God's grace. And it has to come to a person who is spiritually inclined. I'm not sure about the time. Yeah, I think there is a wonderful shlok, जो मनाचा श्लोक मध्ये दुसरा श्लोक आहे. This is the second श्लोक. मना सज्जना भक्ती पंथेची जावे, मना सज्जना भक्ती पंथेची जावे, तरी श्री हरी पाविजे तो स्वभावे. Now, I didn't understand this terminology, so I got a Nirupan book which tells you about this, and that gentleman, one Mr. S.K. Kulkarni, who was the editor of Sakal for 25 years, many years back, he has written, Tari Sri Hari Pavije to Swabhave means, हा देवाचा स्वभावच आहे तुम्हाला पावण्याचा. तर भक्तांनो घाबरू नका. आपल्याला वाटतं ना आता मी केल्यावर मला मिळणार का,
डाऊट.
मना सज्जना भक्ति पंथेची जावे. मना सज्जना मीन्स गो ऑन टू द पाथ ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी. भगवान आपके पास आएगा आपको बोलने के लिए. एंड दिस यू हैव टू एक्सपीरियंस. दिस इज समथिंग विच cannot be written in books. That person has to experience. That is the difference between science and spirituality. Science is related to the senses. Marathi मध्ये इंद्रिय गोचर म्हणतात. Whereas spirituality you have to experience. अनुभवाचं शास्त्र आहे. You have to experience.
Yes.
Benefits of silence. I can write down pages after pages, but unless a person sits in silence, कैसे अनुभूति आएगी?
Yes.
So it has to go in hand. And once a person goes into silence and it's a magic, absolute magic.
Thank you so much, sir. I could carry on this conversation for many minutes more. And it is such a rich experience to be able to talk to you about so many different topics and to go so deep. And still, I know we haven't gone that deep. I know we have covered a lot of different topics, and each of them will deserve, I think, a day's training. Even if we spent a whole day with each topic with you, it will not be enough. I want to express my deepest gratitude, thanks for coming and for speaking to us about these topics. And I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. If any of you have questions, how do they come in? How do they get in touch with you, sir? I'll put them in the chat.
It's a very simple thing. They can have my mobile number, which is a WhatsApp number, 98814 98814 89531. Just have to say hi. I guess, put them onto my YouTube channel and the course material without any obligation because it has come to me by God's grace.
Yes.
So it will go to them and they can always join me or you at the workshops which you are conducting or I am conducting in Pune, Mahabaleshwar and other places.
So there is one topic that you mentioned last time, which is yet to be addressed. We don't have so much time today. You talked about finances, about money, and how when you had gone to Janardhan Swami's center, that mindset of yours completely changed.
Ah.
That I'm very, very keen to hear about that. And I don't know if you could if you could speak a few minutes, couple of minutes on that. It will be a huge. I know we are crossing time, but just a couple of minutes, sir. Just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I know that was a very illuminating experience. The Janardhan Swami Yoga Abhyasi Mandal does everything free of cost. There are no charges involved anywhere. So in my own wisdom, while talking to Guruji, I gave him the example of one of my patients who had come to me many years back and I prescribed for her OCP, which was costing 2 rupees in those days. And this patient had a big fight with me. डॉक्टर मला भिकारी समजला का मला तुम्ही 2 रुपयाची गोळी लिहून दिली मी किती दागिने घालून आले आय एम स्टडीड विथ ornaments and that kind of thing. My dear lady, I said, why should I look at your ornaments? Whatever is best, I prescribed. So I told this story to Guruji and told him that, sir, हे फुकट केलेलं लोकांच्या पचनी नाही पडत. So many people tell us, विकत मिळालं तर unless you charge something, people. So after hearing all this story, and his face is, I cannot describe, he just said one sentence, तरी सुद्धा डॉक्टर एक जागा अशी असू दे, स्टील देर लेट देर बी वन प्लेस जिथे सगळं फुकट होतं. After listening to all this, and that changed my perception about money, because prior to meeting this great man, this sage, I always used to send a WhatsApp message to whatever workshop invitations I used to receive, and I used to tell them that my charges are XYZ, and unless they are paid in advance, I am not going to come. Because I had that thing in my mind ki paisha shivai jag chalat nahi. But this approach to life, तरी सुद्धा डॉक्टर एक जागा अशी असू दे जिथं सगळं फुकट होतं, it touched my heart and it changed my whole perception to money. And since that time I still send, because we cannot confuse people a lot. If we start doing everything free, people will get confused, like you and me. गुरुजींची गोष्ट वेगळी आहे, but then I still write कि भाई अभी charges का कोई binding नहीं है, whatever you give is fine with me. So that is how it changed my perception about money, and that was a very, so I'm really indebted to Guruji for that.
Thank you so much for sharing that, sir. It is a wonderful insight, and it's a real gift to have you here. It's been my privilege and my honor, and I'm so grateful that you came again. And of all the mess up that happened last time, thank you so much again. So I'll say goodbye to everybody.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your blessings. Bye bye. Bye.
Ciao.